Wow, you've got to love last minute winners. Full time, Aston Villa 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Aston Villa get their first back-to-back wins in the Premier League since May 2015. Matt Targett with a great left foot, and Villa are 11th in the Premier League. Hello, welcome to my journey to the media world. Today I'll be reviewing Aston Villa's late win over Brighton Hove Albion. Great day all round. My voice is sore from celebrations, but we did it the hard way, as I'll go on to talk about. Just before we get into that, if you could leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications if you haven't already. Villa fans, leave your comments down below on your thoughts on the game. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So Aston Villa win 2-1, as I say, but it weren't all plain sailing. The first half, Villa weren't the greatest, should we say, especially the first half an hour or so. I thought we would have come out being on the front foot because of, you know, the result before the international break, winning 5-1. I thought the confidence would be up there. I thought, you know, with Tyrone Mings being in the England squad and how he handled that, I thought everyone's confidence would have been, you know, sky high. But I never really saw us being on the front foot in the first half, if I'm completely honest with Brighton. They looked to get us on the counter-attack and it worked. Inside 21 minutes, a foul by Conor Hourihane on the edge of the box. In my opinion, it wasn't a foul, but the referee blew the whistle. It was a foul. Again, why VAR doesn't check that, I don't know. But anyway, it was a free kick to Brighton. And Villa did poor from the free kick, poor defending, didn't pick out Webster, and it was a headed goal. Villa found themselves 1-0 down inside 21 minutes. It was going to be a long day ahead for the Villa boys in claret and blue. After Adam Webster's goal, Aaron Moy was sent off due to a second yellow card. A foul on Jack Grealish, I believe. A terrible foul, and it was a right decision. But I said to my dad, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because Villa haven't got a great record against 10 men, as many of you will know. And we're going to talk about what we're like with 10 men in the second half. I thought we did respond after that. You know, we definitely looked better, especially the first 5 minutes after the goal. We looked very good, we responded, and then we went flat again. We let Brighton have more possession, and we gave them too much space in the first half. Players weren't going towards them when defending, and we were sloppy with our passing. It looked like the same old Villa as of late. But come the 43rd minute, Conor Hourihane with a wonder goal, and, you know, Villa fans celebrating everywhere. It gets to the centre circle. Guess what? It's disallowed by VAR. Fans don't know what's going on. I still don't understand why it's been disallowed. I don't know if it was because someone was offside or because Wesley fouled the goalkeeper. If it was because Wesley fouled the goalkeeper, then for me that's quite harsh in my opinion. And there's a lot of talk this weekend over VAR. I could make a whole separate video on VAR, and I probably will make a whole separate video on VAR, because at the moment Dean Smith's words were today, it's not working, and I totally agree with him. You know, we didn't know what was going on in the stadium. We celebrate, and it just takes the enjoyment out of the game for the fans, you know. You got fans that spend a lot of money at Villa Park, and, you know, fans around the country that spend a lot of money. You celebrate a goal, and then that enjoyment's taken away from you because of VAR, and because we don't know what's going on. I think the communication between us and between the fans and, you know, the officials have to be a lot better. But the goal was disallowed, and it remained 1-0. However, Villa responded. They continued to show high tempo, getting crossed into the box, and in extra time of the first half, due to VAR, Jack Grealish, a great cross by Frederick Gilbert, and Grealish just I don't know what he does, but he gets it in the back of the net. He sits on the ball, he's on the floor somehow, and he gets the goal. Delighted for Grealish to get back-to-back goals, and obviously got an assist, which we'll go on to talk about. And with Gareth Southgate watching today at Villa Park, he'll have a lot to think about when he's next calling up for the international break, because today, for me, he was one of the standout performers on the pitch. And we went into the break with being on the front foot. We were the better side, and we had more chances towards the second half, towards the end of the first half, sorry. You know, we dominated the last, 10 minutes or so of the first half, and if we went into the second half with the same intensity as we did the end of the first half, then we would have done well. And I don't think we did that, to be honest. Brighton looked to get us on the counter-attack once again, and you wouldn't think that Brighton had 10 men. They did very well, and you've got to give Brighton credit. It would have been a tough one for them to take today, especially for the travelling fans. But Villa kept at it. It brought on Douglas Luiz and Kieran Davis, as well as Mahmoud Trezeguet. Did have impacts on Trezeguet, looked good. Douglas Luiz did. And he brought on Kieran Davis with 15 minutes to go. He took off Wesley, and Wesley wasn't great today. I'll hold up my hands and say that, but I'm not going to get on his back. He scored 4 goals in 8 games. I don't know how long you actually give Wesley. I don't think he's going to score every game. He's not that type of player. But when you bring Kieran Davis on with 15 minutes to go, it's a like-for-like change. It doesn't give you anything different. They're both physical players, and they both hold the ball up very well. So it doesn't look like a change to me, because they're the like-for-like players. So I think in January we will strengthen in terms of strikers. I know Dean Smith did talk about Suso's got all his scouts out looking everywhere. So he said, watch this space, I think the quote was. So who knows what will happen in January in terms of strikers. But Villa kept on knocking at the door, kept on looking good in Brighton's half. They kept on pushing. There's a free kick by Matty Target. It went over. The final ball just wasn't there. There's numerous chances. Douglas Luiz had a chance. It was so close. He should have buried it, in my opinion. And they left it to the very, very last minute, 94th minute. The players would have laughed at Matty Target for the free kick he took 5 minutes earlier, but they wouldn't be laughing at the goal he scored in the 94th minute. He's got a brilliant left foot, great assist by Jack Grealish, and he weren't going to miss from there, was he? And it was 2-1, scenes everywhere around Villa Park. Matty Target scores his first goal for Villa, and Villa get their first back-to-back wins in the Premier League since May 2015, I believe. This will do the players a load of confidence. I don't think we're at our best today, but the important thing is we grinded out the result, and sometimes in this league, that's what you've got to do. We're not going to throw away 3 points, and we've done that today. As well as what is good is we showed a lot of character. They went down to 10 men. We struggled to take advantage of that. We were disallowed. We had a goal disallowed by VAR, but we kept on going. We kept on knocking at the door, and it did come at the very last minute. And it just shows, if you keep at it, some days decisions will go your way. Next up for Villa is Man City. Easy win. We'll win 3-1, and I'm sure. Dean Smith will have a tough week ahead preparing for Man City, the champions. I don't know what the score is at the moment. They're currently playing Crystal Palace. If we played like we played today for a majority of the game, then I don't see us getting anything out of the game. Even if we're at our absolute best, I don't think we'll get anything out of the game. But football is a funny old game, and you never know what will happen. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Villa fans, leave your thoughts down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, goodbye, up the Villa, come on you Villa. If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click here to watch them in full. Also,